Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show once again on this particular day. And in this particular day what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at yesterday's match between New Zealand and West Indies, which was the first one-day international where West Indies actually won by the Duckworth-Lewis, but won it in a very I would say a very emphatic fashion, even though it was decided by the Duckworth-Lewis method, with Chris Gayle and Dwayne Smith showing their absolute skills over there and taking West Indies on to a 9-wicket victory in New Zealand the first time. New Zealand looked absolutely listless, I would say, whether it was the bowling, batting, we'll be talking about that. So I'll be just casting a look on that particular match. And then tomorrow we have the fourth one-day international coming up. After the third one-day international was washed out in Edgbaston, we move on to the fourth one-day international, which is going to be played between Australia and England, the NatWest one-day series. So I'll be just doing a short preview of that. And other than that, if at all I have time, I will also look at have a look at some cricket news. So first, let's look at the match between the first one-day international between West Indies and New Zealand, which was played yesterday. This was the first of the five one-day matches that are going to be played. So this is the first match of the one-day series played at the Savannah Park, Kingston in Jamaica. And West Indies were the victors by 9 wickets with the Duckworth-Lewis method. But what was good about the West Indies team was they excelled in all the departments of the game. They excelled in batting, Chris Gayle and Dwayne Smith having half centuries and taking their team to victory, and Andre Russell with the ball rocked the New Zealand batting order to have them rattled, and then finally it required Wade Wakeling, the wicketkeeper, to actually put up a score of 60 with 5 fours, and the experienced Jacob Oram making 32 of 39 balls with 2 fours and 2 sixes, and they were the ones who actually resurrected this New Zealand innings, which was going absolutely downhill at one particular stage when Kane Williamson walked out after being out 71 for 5. That was the score when the captain Kane Williamson was out. And after that they took on to 117, but then finally they finished off thanks to Andrew Ellis making 14. They finished off at 190 for 9, which was not going to be enough at all on this particular wicket. But I wouldn't say this wicket was playing very easy. It has to be credited the West Indian batting too. But let's talk about the New Zealand. The New Zealand, Andre Russell, as I said, he took the man of the match. His bowling figures: 10 overs, no maiden, 4 wickets for 45 runs, and he was absolutely on the batsman. He was getting that just a bit of movement in the air, and that was what was helping him. And there was also some strokes which should not have been played by the New Zealand batsmen, but they played it and they paid the penalty. As Rob Nicol was out for 14 of 26 balls with 2 fours. Martin Guptill, as I said, I already covered yesterday in my commentary that he was out for 1. I mean, I'm not going to go through whatever I spoke about yesterday. So let's look at look at it like this. I actually left you with 33 for 3 in the 10th over, and after that Dean Brownlee was absolutely caught napping. He didn't know how the ball was spinning from Sunil Nareem's hand, and he was LBW for 1. And then Kane Williamson, who stood out there along with Wakeling giving him support, but Kane Williamson himself was a victim, the captain, 24 of 52 balls when Darren Sammy had him caught behind. And that was the time then, like, New Zealand never looked like even probably they were also in danger of probably getting bowled out for probably 125 or something like that. But Jacob Oram, with his experience, stayed at the wickets, hit some 2 lusty blows, he hit 2 sixes, and then Brad Wakeling was the one who showed a lot of composure in giving good support to Jacob Oram, and both of them took the score from 71 for 5 in the 24th over. They took it on to the 35th over, and Jacob Oram was gone as Ravi Rampal broke that very important stand. Jacob Oram was clean bowled for 32, and after that Bradley Wakeling was the only man who actually scored some runs. He had an unbeaten 60. In fact, he was there till the score reached 173, and thanks to Wakeling, who made 60 of 98 balls with 5 fours, New Zealand scores stood at 190 for 9. The tail couldn't really whack. Team Saudi was not out on 9. Team Saudi and Tarun Netula had 9 apiece to their name, unbeaten runs there. And bowling figures, if you look, Rampal 242, 4 for 45. Russell was the man of the match for his splendid bowling there. 2 for 26. Sunil Narine, as I said, was very, very difficult for the New Zealand batsmen to actually pick up Sunil Narine. They were really, really struggling, and they definitely need to get over this, because otherwise it is going to be very difficult for the New Zealand batsmen. And besides the New Zealand batsmen, if you look at the team composition, the most experienced person was Martin Guptill, who was out for one. Jacob Oram was for experience. Other than that, they definitely missed Ross Taylor, they definitely missed Brenton McCullum, Jesse Ryder. So a lot of players were missed, unfortunately. Ed Bravo-Son was none for 32, none for 20 for Marlon Samuels. Dan Sammy 6 was 1 for 23. Look at the West Indies innings. West Indies didn't have a good start. Kyle Mills was the best bowler on the either side, I would say, even though Andre Russell bowled well. If you look at Kyle Mills was absolutely superb. He bowled 5 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 7. He was the one who took that solitary wicket when Lendy Simmons was gone in the 3rd over, when he was caught behind the bowling of Kyle Mills for duck, and Kyle Mills was bowling in the right areas and not giving any liberties to the batsman. In fact, as Chris Gayle normally does of late, we have seen him in the IPL, we have seen him in the other matches too. The first over, he normally gives respect to the bowlers just to gauge the pitch probably, and that's what he has been doing. And today too, he played out a maiden over to Tim Southee. But after that, Chris Gayle and Dwayne Smith have really meant business. 6 for 1 when Lendy Simmons was out, and then it was Chris Gayle going after the bowlers. He deposited Tim Southee over the wicket. Jacob Oram was hit for 6s. Then the spinners were paid attention by Chris Gayle, smacking them for 6s. And in all, Chris Gayle had an unbeaten 63 of 57 balls with 4 4s and 5 6s. Admirable support coming in from Dale Smith, who was really struggling with the timing. But as and when he used to get a loose ball, he used to really go absolutely aerial by smacking 3 6s and 6 4s in an unbeaten knock of 65 of just 77 balls. That shows signs of maturity as far as Dwayne Smith is concerned, because as you would remember, Dwayne Smith was a person who always used to like to hit the ball and the ball stays hit, and he used to lose his wicket. But this Dwayne Smith has really come up, I would say, with a lot of purpose. If I saw him in the IPL, I saw him in the other matches that he played in the 2020 matches, and he seems to be really getting his way now. And Dwayne Smith, but definitely struggled with his timing, but he had good support from Chris Gayle, and Chris Gayle was nurturing him there, and both of them put up a winning partnership, as that Rain was the one which was really interrupting play, but West Indies had it very easy. They didn't lose any wicket later on, and then by the Duckworth-Lewis method, it was decided that West Indies were the victors. In fact, they did it with 52 balls to spare. They finished 136 for 1. Chris Gayle was not out 63. Dwayne Smith was not out 65. Andre Russell, man of the match. Bowling figures is that Kyle Mills was absolutely superb, 1 for 7. Tim Southee, none for 37, 7 overs and 1 maiden. Jacob Oram, 5 overs for 37. Rob Nicol, 3 overs for 20. 4 overs, none for 27 for 30. Netullah Raram, leg spinner. Martin Guptill bowled 2 overs for 2 runs. So that is as far as that match is concerned. So West Indies take a 1-0 lead in this 5-match one-day international series. And now we look at the I'm just going to do a brief preview of tomorrow's match, which is coming up, which is going to be the 4th one-day international, which is coming up after rain washed out play, after play was abandoned. And this is the NATO series, which is going to be played at Chesterley Street. And for the 4th ODI, well, the news is that as far as England is concerned, England don't have Graham Swan. He's out of the last 2 one-day internationals, unfortunately. For England, well, they would definitely now. For Australia, they have a chance to see to it whether they can actually win the match and then go on to win the 5th match to square the series. So they definitely have one opportunity there. At least England can't go home. So, but probably England, well, they are playing with lots of confidence. Even though Graham Swan is not there, James Treadwell comes into the team. But Graham Swan will definitely be missed because he's a world-class bowler, and probably they want to get him fit for South Africa. That's the reason they are doing that. England, well, nothing to really talk about. Alistair Cook and Ian Ball are looking good. Jonathan Trott was looking good. Every batsman has had a knock there. Ravi Bopara, Ian Morgan, Kees Wheater. Kees Wheater probably can go. It depends on how he gets an opportunity. The bowlers have been delivering the goods. Tim Bresnan, Stuart Broad, Anderson and Fenn. And for Australia is concerned, Australia are the ones who have to really make the moves here. Shane Watson and Dave Warner, it's time that he gets a good score under his belt there. Peter Forrest has to impress. Michael Clarke has to, I mean, the other day he made 51 to probably do well. George Bailey probably has to bring some aggression into this play probably. David Hussey is a specialist one-day international batsman. And other than that, if you look at it, the only change that one could expect here could be, the other day we could see Xavier Doherty, probably we'll see Xavier Doherty in action here, Chesterley Street, and Ben Hilfenhaus or Pattinson might come into the squad. Whether it is going to be Ben Hilfenhaus, Pattinson remains to be seen, but that is something that remains to be seen, whether Ben Hilfenhaus or Pattinson will take his place. So all in all, we are looking out for a good match here in the 4th one-day international, which is going to be played at Chesterley Street tomorrow. Other than that, dear fans, friends and subscribers, I'm just trying to see whether I have any cricket news for you. Yes, one news which is coming in from Bangladesh is that Anamul Haq has been named the Bangladesh captain for the Under-19 World Cup. Well, other than that, dear fans, friends and subscribers, your host Ram doesn't have anything else to cover. Thanks for your continued support to this Cricket Happening show, and thanks for your company today. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.